Have you ever noticed how so many people in the Star Wars community really just don't like Mace Windu? Like every now and then I see a comment about how he was too mean or hated Anakin too much. Some people even go so as far as to say that Anakin's fall to the dark side was somehow Mace Windu's fault. And I'm just like, huh? Mace Windu has been misunderstood and unjustly hated for way too long. No, Mace Windu did not hate Anakin. Today, I want to talk about Mace Windu and why he's really not as bad as people seem to think he is. The first reason why it seems like people really don't like Mace Windu is because of his personality in comparison to the other Jedi. Yeah, Mace Windu, he's very stoic, stern. He has a very assertive demeanor. He's not really the type of guy to sweet talk anyone, and he isn't afraid of being blunt. He does what he believes is right, and he does not care if people don't like him for it, or even what they think about him. Yeah, he's definitely nowhere near as charismatic as the other Jedi, like Anakin, Ahsoka, or Obi-Wan. And because of this, whenever he butts heads with these other Jedi, most fans seem to automatically side with them rather than Windu, even though Windu could be completely justified in his behavior. Here's an example. Personality-wise, Mace and Anakin do have some things in common. Both of them are very powerful and also very arrogant because of that. It's likely because of this that Mace understands Anakin on a way that most of the other Jedi probably don't, and is part of the reason why he's very stern with him, and he doesn't really treat Anakin like a special star. And he has a reason for this. If the Jedi Order made special exceptions to the rules every time Anakin wanted something, Anakin would probably be even more arrogant and entitled. Making him a master just because Anakin wanted to be would not only send the wrong message to the other Jedi, but also hinder Anakin's growth as a person. Mace knew that Anakin would be frustrated from this and was trying to gauge his reaction. Again, not because he didn't like him, but because he wasn't sure whether or not Anakin could be trusted. Anakin's relationship to Palpatine, especially towards the end of the Clone Wars, became a very concerning factor when Mace and the other Jedi were unsure exactly how the war's gonna end. While Mace and Anakin do have a bit of a rough relationship from time to time, it's not because Mace wants to be a jerk to him. Mace does care about Anakin, but he also has a responsibility to do what's best for the entire Jedi Order. It's the weight of this responsibility that keeps him from being more fun and carefree compared to the personalities of some of the more exciting Jedi to watch. So while Mace may not be as fun and carefree as the other Jedi, he definitely does have some good reason as to why. Another reason why fans seem to hate Mace seems to me at least to be partially because of projection. Hear me out. A lot of fans really like Anakin and have kind of projected onto him to the point where they feel that Anakin had no other choice to go to the dark side, or that Anakin wasn't completely in the wrong. Even if Mace were nice to little Anakin, that would not change the fact that Anakin had hella issues, from his anger to his pride, the fact that he has such a lust for power and is super overly possessive of the people he cares about, the fact that Anakin genuinely believed that dictatorships and imperial rule would be a good thing for the galaxy. And oh yeah, the fact that Anakin didn't hesitate to kill children when it came down to it. Anakin had serious issues even if Mace Windu was completely out of the picture. Every time Mace Windu voiced his concern or disagreement with Anakin, he had a reason for doing so. And by the time that the Clone Wars was coming to an end, Anakin's relationship with Palpatine, along with his very concerning behavior, was, well, concerning. Outside of these circumstances, Mace actually did like and respect Anakin. The final reason why I think the Mace Windu hate train doesn't have any rails to stand on is because I think people don't really understand Mace's character arc. And yeah, he did have a little small character arc. When we meet Mace Windu in episode 1, he's stern, distant, and only wants to do things according to the code. He didn't want Anakin to be trained simply because he was technically too old, even though Anakin could be their version of Jesus. In the Legends novel Shatterpoint, Mace reflects back at the Battle of Geonosis, when he stood in front of Dooku with his lightsaber basically at Jango's neck. Mace regretted not killing Dooku right then and there, because while yes, it technically would have been against the code, it also would have prevented the Clone Wars. If Mace Windu had killed Dooku right there in episode 2, the war would have never started, which would have saved millions of lives. Mace thought to himself that the next time he's put in a situation like that again, he won't hesitate. So, by the time we get to Revenge of the Sith, what do you know? Mace finds himself in a very similar situation. Mace must decide whether or not to kill Palpatine after discovering that he's a Sith Lord. After spending his entire life as a strict rule follower, Mace must decide then and there to either let Palpatine live or go with his gut and kill Palpatine to save the Jedi Order. You can even see how conflicted he was in this moment, genuinely considering to do something that past versions of him would never approve of. This was a huge moment for his character, basically taking a chapter from Anakin and ignoring the Jedi rules to do what he felt is right. In fact, Lucas intentionally made this scene parallel Anakin killing Dooku. Unfortunately, this character change comes a bit too late as Anakin turns against him, which, mind you, at this point in the movie, Mace basically fully trusted Anakin for snitching, which is why he pretty much let his guard down, unfortunately, and didn't even sense Anakin's betrayal. So, in conclusion, Mace Windu. Yeah, he has a stern and dry personality, but he's always meant well. I mean, Mace was basically the dad of the Jedi Order. Very few Jedi were as intense as him. This required him to make some tough choices and to be stern when standing behind them. Also, I don't really know if this is true, but I saw somewhere that the reason why Mace told Anakin to stay at the council chamber was because he was gonna give him the rank of master when he came back after arresting Palpatine or something. I don't know if that's true, but if it was, or if that was Lucas's intention, damn, that sucks.